What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Halloween Kills, the continuation of the Halloween franchise that's once again directed by David Gordon Green. Now, before we begin, if you like this video, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like any of these videos, awesome, hit that like button as well as comment below any video that you watch, including this one. So Halloween Kills is of course the continuation of this reconfigured franchise that Jason Blum is of course involved with. It's written and directed by David Gordon Green, written by Danny McBride, and of course it starts with the Halloween 1978 as all these films do. Gets rid of all the clutter, all the kind of confusion that is the other films, and basically pinpoints this film to a new film that came out in 2018, which takes place 40 years later. And with that said, Halloween Kills, of course, basically bumps up against Halloween 2018. And literally like Quantum of Solace, it's the continuation of that film in the aftermath of all that, with a little bit of other content thrown in. And so, as we know, Michael Meyers escapes. He goes on a rampage. You know he's going to kill people, as these movies do. But there is a specific reason, a specific logic, a specific overarching concept that these creators, Danny McBride, his other writer, as well as David Gordon Green, have decided to come up with that explains who Michael Meyers is and why he's doing what he's doing and why he's on the path that he's on. And so I'll kind of leave it there. I don't want to spoil too much else. I want to, do an Andi explains, kind of talk about the nuts and bolts of what this movie is. But this movie brings back anybody who didn't die, of course, in the last movie, the 2018 version. It basically brings back, of course, Laurie Strode, who's played by Jamie Lee Curtis. It brings back Judy Greer's character, who's the daughter, and Andi Matichak, who of course plays the granddaughter Allison, as well as her boyfriend, and so on and so forth. But then it also expands upon the universe that is Halloween, brings in Tommy Doyle, who's played by Anthony Michael Hall. It of course brings Lindsay's character, who was played by the original actress Callie Richards, and then it brings in the nurse who actually was with Dr. Loomis as Michael Myers escaped, who's once again played by Nancy Stevens. And then of course we have Lee Brackett's father, who was a cop at the time of all the situation that went down, and he's in this movie. He's a nurse or a cop at a hospital and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool that they brought these characters back. Like I said, Anthony Michael Hall wasn't in the original movie, but they allowed David Gordon Green and Danny McBride allowed these characters to be more expanded, a little more dimensional and stuff like that. So that's a really cool thing because they're very much entailed and entangled with the lore of Michael Myers. So if you don't know anything about my other reviews that I've done, because I reviewed Halloween 2018, Halloween 1978, to me personally, is the perfect horror film. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time. It's a film I think is perfectly constructed. It's perfectly tense. It's just brutal enough, but it doesn't be visceral brutal. It's just kind of really cool kind of things where we have a mental patient who's escaped and he's going on a murder quest. And so when they decided to reconfigure everything and they brought Halloween 2018 in, I was really kind of intrigued and excited because you're bringing back Jamie Lee Curtis, you're introducing Danny McBride and David Gordon Green to this universe, John Carpenter's being brought back for the music, all that good stuff. And I won't get into too many details, so I'll let you watch the review, but I was not a big fan of that movie. I thought it took Michael Myers in the wrong places. I feel like the whole fact that Laurie Strode is just off her nut is just completely void of a character that's 40 years older, and just everything about the movie just kind of was off the mark for me. So going into this movie, as you're aware, and you can hate me all you want, I was very, very apprehensive about it. I knew it was a continuation of the last movie, and to be fairly honest, I think not only is this movie worse, but I think this is a terrible movie just in general, on not only a visceral level, but on a scripting level. And so why I think that reason is because though there was major problems with the Halloween 2018 movie, the idea of this brutal force was something that wasn't hugely offensive to me. It had, like I said, was something I felt was off the mark, but it was a little more cohesive. This movie, with the introduction of, like I said, Tommy Doyle and Lindsay and Mary and stuff like that, takes these characters that were well beloved in a sense from the original movie and makes them cartoon characters. This movie is a cartoon. It's a complete Looney Tune cartoon with the Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. The point and what they're trying to have Michael Myers do is completely nonsensical. The where he goes from point to point to point has no justification, no reason. no semblance of reality, and it just feels like they're using Michael Meyers, and I'm trying not to spoil it, in a sense that they're trying a specific reason and logic that completely doesn't work. Nothing about what he's doing and why he's doing it makes any sense. And like I said, even though he was going on a murder quest in 1978, there was some reason and logic to it. It was a nutcase, a insane individual who just killed people because because that's who he is. Here, there's a specific reason why that is, and it's mind-bogglingly how bad it's produced and how bad it's directed and written, and I completely just don't understand how they went from this to this. And though like I said, the kills are very visceral, it's much more gory and violent, much more brutal, and I just don't find that interesting. And that was my major problem with the Rob Zombie Halloween films, is I think they were just brutal for brutal's sake. I think they were violent for violence sake. They wanted to see how far they could push the R rating. And I know you want to make Michael Myers this killing machine, it's 2021, so you want to make it as visceral as possible, but I don't think that makes it work. I don't think that makes it successful. I think you're just using buckets and buckets of gore, buckets of blood. They're doing exactly what happened in like It Chapter 2, where everything about this character completely goes off the rails and completely is nonsensical. And then it gets to a conclusion, which I actually knew what was going to happen, where I was starting to wonder where they're going to take Michael Myers' character, where they're going to take other characters that will continue in Halloween Ends. And I am completely worried. I'm completely kind of not looking forward to it, because there's some exposition at the very end that say some things, that do some things that make me believe that they're going for a specific kind of concept. And that's not good. I'll explain in my ending explains what exactly is going on. But overall, I really didn't like this middle act. I thought it was very cartoonish. I thought the character of Tommy Doyle, the Anthony Michael Hall, is so over the top and silly. The level of evil dies tonight is spreading like a conceptual idea that causes a lot of weird things to happen. There's a lot of subplots that don't make any sense. There's characters that are kind of barely in this movie that don't make any sense. And I just think overall this is a complete and utter misfire that just doesn't work. I think in the end, I don't honestly think that Halloween Ends is going to be much better. Maybe it'll conclude, it'll be like, oh, this is the greatest trilogy ever, but yeah, I'm sorry, I really didn't like this film. So to me personally, I didn't like it. Some people did. A lot of people were really enjoying it. And so I'll leave this as a conclusion. If you love brutal violence, if you love gore, if you love all that kind of stuff, this is right up your alley. If you really love Michael Myers and you love Halloween, this is a problematic film. It really is. But anyways, that'll do it. That'll be my take on Halloween Kills. Thank you so much for watching. Comments below, what do you think of Halloween 2018? What do you think about the trajectory of where this story is going? Are you looking forward to this film? All that good stuff. Otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like any of these videos, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.